Good morning. Welcome back or welcome to Yoga with Ciara. It's day 4 of flourishing or flourish. So connect to flourish. I was thinking about it this morning as I stepped into the river. How much do we need to push ourselves? How much do we need to really value and respect when the answer from the inside is no? And so in that ever-changing conversation that we have with ourselves, for me, that's how I flourish. That I can be different, but I'm always examining and checking in. How am I today? What is my capacity? What am I able for? And that's what I do. So today we are going to use our belt, and we're also going to do some seated stuff in zigzag, coming into the swan like yesterday. So great, cool. Come lie on your mat, come. So landing on your mat, just unpack your shoulders, just unpack your hips, already connect your feet. Feel the backs of your hands, the backs of your arms. And pause. How is this moment in your body? Can you deepen your breath into your belly? Maybe a sigh, a longer breath. Can you arrive into this moment? Nice. So that theme that we've been following the last few days of imprinting into the floor, we're going to continue with that. So flatten your lower back down into the floor so you feel a sense of a wideness through the back of your pelvis, and then rock your knees to the right. And then when you come back to center, roll into the flattening and then drop your knees down towards the left. And then roll into the flattening. Drop your knees to the right. Roll into the flattening. And my knees don't drop as far when I'm using this intention. Whereas if I allow my belly to soften and my knees to just fall into the arch of my back, my knees can go further. But it's not about distance, it's about this connectivity that we're looking for. It's not about what it looks like on the outside. Oh, look how far I can get my knees. It's more what it feels like on the inside that we're looking for. So flattening down. Keep that flattening as you drop your knees to the left or right. Flattening down and move to the right. Nice. So bring your feet as wide as your mat and make sure that you're centered to your legs when you do that. And then flatten down into the floor and then drop both knees down towards the right. And with that flattening intention, I feel more connectivity through the front of my left hip as I do that. So I'm really widening or drawing backwards. I'm squeezing my left buttock and I feel like I'm lengthening really deeply and long through the front of the left thigh. Breathe into your belly as you do that. And so your legs are going to stay in the same shape, and you're going to draw your right elbow over to the right and then reach with your left hand into alarm clock above your head. And then pull your left elbow to the floor beside you so that you're back onto your back. And then reach your left hand above your head into alarm clock. How far can you go? And then pull your left elbow back, bring it to the floor. And how do you move really slowly, keeping that sense of connection through the deep of your belly? How do you move so that you stay with this wide feeling backwards? Reaching above your head into alarm clock. And then coming back. Nice. Pause there for a moment. Really feel like you're trying to drop and sink and deepen backwards with that sense of connectivity. And then come back up to center. Drop your knees down towards the left side. And you have that feeling of widening backwards, scooping backwards through the belly. And straight away, I feel more sensation through the front of the right thigh. And I'm just pausing there, leaning into the front of the right thigh. My two shoulders are wide and they're settled on the floor. And I'm even imagining that the back of my right rib cage can sink and widen towards the floor. I have this like widening, broadening connectivity backwards. Nice. Your left elbow's out towards the left, and then roll over onto the left shoulder and reach the right arm overhead into alarm clock. And then pull your right elbow back and bring it to the floor. And as you do this, can you stay with the sensation of your belly? Can you stay with a feeling of staying connected to the movement as you travel? Can you reach from that deep flattening into the back of your body? Can you stay wide in the back? The other way is that you just fling and you arch your back to go up, which is a different sensation. So how do you stay connected? Pause when you're back center, widen. And the widening feels like I squeeze my bum and I widen the front of my hips. Nice, come back to center. And then just rock your knees steadily from side to side, scooping in the center and then dropping your knees down. And my knees are really wide, scooping in the center and drop your knees wide. Super. Come back to center, pause, and then grab your belt and reach your belt up towards the ceiling and have your arms at a 45-degree angle, straight up towards the ceiling. And then bend your elbows so your elbows come to the floor. So I'm going to go sideways as I do this. So my arms are kind of at a 45-degree angle, and when I bend my elbows, they're going to come to the floor into goalpost, okay? And then reach your arms up towards the ceiling. And when you reach up, push your fists as close to the ceiling as you can. It's like I'm driving a motorbike and the handlebars are really far away from me. And then pull your elbows slowly backwards until they land on the floor. And then try and imagine that you're trying to pull your belt apart and then draw your lower back down and flatten into the back of your body. Nice. Reaching up, handlebars are really far away. And then pull your elbows to the floor. Handlebars really far away. And then pull your elbows to the floor. Nice. So handlebars are really far away, and then bring this shape over towards the left. And I'm pulling my arms wide. Come back to center, and then bring it down towards the right. And my arms are really wide. And so there's no one way that we move. And so I'm always intrigued. How do I move this? How do I connect to this movement? So my arms are at 45-degree angle, and I'm moving the strap from left to right. Now, bring your belt so that it's shoulder width apart. Try and bring your elbows to the floor. Notice what happens. It's a teeny tiny little motorbike. And then push your arms up towards the ceiling. Pull your elbows to the floor. Teeny tiny little motorbike. And then push your arms towards the ceiling. One more time. Teeny tiny motorbike in front of your chest. And then push your arms towards the ceiling. And then now try and bring this shape down to the right, keeping the tension in the belt as you go. And then bring the shape down towards the left. Travel from side to side, and I'm really trying to pull wide. And as I pull wide, there's this amazing space between my shoulder blades. And I have this amazing feeling of my arms being as far away from me as possible, but also as far apart as they can move, holding the belt. Oh, this is really cool. Come back to center, release your belt, pause. Just let your arms rest on the floor beside you. Nice. Just because we have the belt, reach up towards the ceiling, interlock your belt around your feet and have your feet maybe 2 or 3 inches apart, because otherwise they fall together and they become like a uni leg. So what you want to do is bring your feet a little bit apart and then flex into your toes and push the baby toe side of the belt, baby toe side of your foot into the belt, and then pull your toes towards you. And just breathe. Can you plug your hip sockets down into the floor? So typically hip sockets will try and rise. See how it might be to widen into the hip sockets. Drop backwards, flex into your toes, pull your toes toward your face. Nice. And then gently see what it's like to rock. So you can't go very far because otherwise you'll fall over. So what's the distance that you can go to? Oh. I don't know if this is going to work for you guys. I don't know if it's working for me. So maybe bring your feet together. No, it's actually really hard. Wow. So make the movement smaller. If you're falling over like the way I am, make the movement smaller. I'm going way too far. I love it. We all fell all over the place. I know you did. So great. So push all the way up into your downward dog. So all those movements we were just doing a moment ago, between the big motorbike and little motorbike, and then stretching your legs long, apply those movements now in your downward dog. So reach your arms as long as you can. Stretch your heels down towards the floor, widen into your toes. Really find your ground and connect. And so for me, there's always one side of my body that is pretending to connect. So I'm going to deepen into the side I don't feel as well. And I'm finding and connecting to my clothing on that side and the way I can feel it in motion, in my breath, in the effort I'm creating on that side, in the muscular directions and the gesture. Nice. And then bend your knees and then push your feet into the floor and deeply, steadily lengthen your legs. So make it slow. So bend your knees and for the count of 10, slowly straighten your legs. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Nice. Bend your knees. And again, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I love to count. Bend your knees one more time. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Drop your heels deeply backwards. Feel the length you've just created. Nice. Walk all the way forward. Walk all the way back and come all the way up to stand. Nice. So bring your feet wide and your toes are, from my toes, they're pointing towards the right side of my mat. So I'm going to call this toes towards the right side of your mat. Okay, right? Because the front of my mat is to my right. Okay. So yeah, let's just, I'll see how that works out. So turn your toes left. Bring your left elbow to your left knee. Bring your right hand down and then drop your right knee down. Okay? Turn everything. Come all the way back up. And then turn your toes to the right. Right elbow to your right knee. Left hand down. Drop your left knee. Rising up. Toes forward. Rise up. And again, turn everything to the right. Right hand down. No, turn everything to the left. Sorry. Drop your right knee down. Come all the way up. And then turn everything to the right. So how would you just tap? So as you drop down, your elbow goes to your knee, your hand and your knee on the right, just tap. Come back up. And then left hand, left knee, tap. And come back up. Maybe you don't use the opposite elbow on your knee as you're doing this. Maybe you don't need that support. Maybe you do. So just work out how much support do you need to travel, to bring your hand and your knee to the floor, to bring your hand and your knee to the floor. And then you're going to hover. So I'm over towards the left. My right hand and right knee are just above the floor. You can have your left elbow on your left thigh if you wish, or you can just be hovering. All the way up. Other side. Toes are to the right. Hover with your left hand, left knee. Maybe your right elbow's on your right thigh, maybe not. Come all the way up. One more hover. Down towards the left. Hover. I'm going to reach my left hand back behind me. Oh, is it Rodin's amazing sculpture of the discus player? Discus thrower. This reminds me of the discus thrower by Rodin. Nice, all the way up. And then over towards the right side. Hover. Right arm behind you as your left hand goes down and hovers. Left knee goes down and hovers. All the way up. Ooh. Pause. And then walk your feet a tiny bit closer. Reach your arms up towards the ceiling and pull your elbows into swan deeply. And then reach your arms up towards the ceiling, really tall and long. Pull your elbows down into swan. And as you come into swan, bend your knees. So I want to turn my toes a bit wide as I come into the goddess swan. Reach long, really tall. Goddess swan. And then turn towards the left. Bring your right hand down, right knee down into the discus player. All the way up. Goddess swan. And then over towards the right. Touch. Goddess swan. Over towards the left. Nice. Goddess swan. Over towards the right. Super awesome. Yum. So come stand with your feet closer. And we're just gonna swing out our legs. So bring your right hand to the wall, swing your right leg forward, swing your right leg back. You don't need to hold the wall if you don't want to. If you're not holding the wall, let your arms also swing. Even if you are holding onto the wall, the arm that's the opposite arm is actually moving exactly the same as the leg. So my right hand is actually on the wall, and my right leg, left arm are swinging. Like, how high can you swing them? Other side. I just have to catch my breath. If you're lucky, guys, you don't have to talk. Okay, so left hand on the wall. Swing your left foot forward, right hand forward, and then begin to swing. How high? How back? How high? How back? Great, come sit on the floor. All the way down. Soles of your feet together, knees apart. Pause. I can feel my heart going, my breath going, my tingles in my arms, tingles in my legs. Pause deeply. Nice. So we're going to do a little bit of a sequence here and seated, and I think it might weave its way through. So spiral your right leg so your right knee comes down towards the floor. And then bring the soles of your feet together. Nice. Spiral your right leg so your right knee comes to the left knee. You can bring your left hand to the floor. Bring them back together. Okay? Left side. Spiral your left knee down so it comes into zigzag. Spiral it back. Spiral your left knee over towards the right. You can bring your right hand to the floor and back. Again. Right knee in. Back. Right knee over to the left knee and back. Right knee in, back. Right knee to the left knee, back. One more in the sequence. So, right knee in, back, soles of your feet together. Right knee on top of the left knee. You can have your left hand on the floor and then sweep your right foot back, keeping your knee in the air. Soles of your feet together. Cool. Left knee in, zigzag, back. Left knee, clamshell, to the right, back. Oh, no, 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 no. Left knee, the clamshell. You can have your right hand on the floor, then swing your left foot backwards. Keep your knee in the air. Soles your feet together. Super cool. Stretch your legs out long. Roll into your belly. And then roll in the other direction. I'm going to swing my right foot over the left knee. Hold on to the right knee with my left hand. Pull my right elbow back into a deep bow and arrow. And then twist towards the right. And imagine that you're getting taller. I really like that gesture of getting taller. And I'm like, oh, I'm going to stand up almost. I have this sense of rather than it being down and inert, it's really active and aware. And I'm like, oh, it's like I'm about to go somewhere. How would you be really actively up in this pose? Engaged, dynamic, connected. Nice. Come all the way back. Other side, swing your left foot over. Hold on to your left knee with your right hand. Pull your left elbow back and twist. And again, up. Nice. And rest. So either come lie on the floor or bring your hands to your heart. And just dwell on flourishing. Yeah, in my head, there's something like, I am flourishing. There is flourishing. I can flourish. I am flourishing. There is flourishing. I can flourish. There's something about that permission that I'm allowed to flourish, that I'm allowed to be really big and bright and expansive. So yeah, you can flourish. There is flourishing. You are flourishing. So beautiful. So stay there if you wish, holding to your heart, or you can lie on the floor. Very nice. The weather looks like it might be okay today. It'll be dry as far as I can see, which is really exceptional right now in Ireland. So wherever you are, enjoy May, enjoy flourishing. Yeah, shine bright. I shall see you all tomorrow. And it was an absolute joy to swing my legs with you. And great. Ciao, ciao.